Om Shanti. Good evening. Very nice to see smiling faces. All right, so good evening. Once again, welcome to our most refreshing Sunday evening talk organized by Brahma Kumari Shanti Sarovar. Everyone is aware about today's topic? Little confused, right? All right. So before I explain a little bit about it, I just wanted to understand how many of us think about future or things that are not in our hand. It could be like future, time, what people think, how they feel, etc. How many of us think what will happen, right? And how do you guys feel about it? Very bad, okay? And sorry? Uncertain. Yeah. Anxious. Yeah. So by thinking a lot about things which are not in our hand, we tend to feel very anxious, stressed, at times turn out to fear, and we keep sweating also at times if we kind of overthink a lot about it, right? So today's topic is all about this, which is actually called as Sera. Again, it is derived from Spanish or Italian languages, which actually means what will be, will be. That is, it is there. So how exactly to embrace this with a lot of grace and acceptance is something which we are going to hear from our guest. So I would like to welcome today's special guest, Sister Geetha, who has arrived from London. Please, Sister, can you please come onto the dais? Sister Geetha is born and brought up in India, but she has been living in London since past 20 years. She is associated with Brahma Kumaris since 20 years, and she's an enthusiastic about practicing meditation and also teaching others. She is one of the volunteer coordinators of Children Meditation Class and Global House, which is Brahma Kumari's International Coordination Office in London. She also works as in the local community as a mental well-being leader. So once again, let's welcome Sister to talk about this case Sara, which can be pronounced in any way.
I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be.
Shanti. So that was a very old song, as you can feel by the tunes, by the voice. And do you know that it was from 1956 and written by Doris Day? And it was also shown in one of the movies of Alfred Hitchcock. So in this movie, I didn't see, but I just read few views on that. And the story says that the song was made when the child was asking about each stage. There's child, there's youth, and all these stages. So it was made very nicely. It was written, as you can feel that when you are listening to that. Whatever stage it is, the only one answer the mom had, what was it? K Sera, Sera. That is, whatever will be, will be. It's so beautiful, isn't it? And so in this, there are one key point was acceptance. So when I accept, then it's easy for me to say whatever will be, will be. Is it easy to accept? What do you all think about it? Is it easy to accept? No, isn't it? Yeah, I agree to that. For me also, I had, when was that? I think a few years back, there was theft at home. And of course, I had some valuables at home, which were taken by the thieves, whoever came in that time. It was January time. So I went to Brahma Kumari Center and I asked one of the sister, so what do you think about this? It was quite an old one, antique ones, of course, of my grandmother. And she said to me that, see, there might be something in that, which is carrying some kind of negative energy. And so it's good that it has gone. And so whatever it is, it is. So then my mind actually accepted the fact that it is not there with me. And do you know the hidden goodness behind it? I was covered with the insurance, whatever was lost. So the acceptance benefits you. So the first thought is always, negativity is so common at the moment. It just pops up, isn't it? We don't have to think about it. Yeah, let it be in siblings, let it be in husband and wife or family. One says or one doesn't, isn't it? It's so common. But the work we have to do is how to create positive thoughts. And so you're all in correct place. So let's give a big round of applause to all of you. Yeah. So this is a place where I learned about positive thoughts and I practiced over the all these years. And now I can see from the time and now, all this my journey, that the percentage has become so less. It does come, but I'm able to handle it with ease. That's very important. That's why it's called as easy Raj Yoga. It's Sahaj Raj Yoga, what we say. Yeah. And yes, I live in a family and I've got 2 grown-up kids as well. So it is not that I'm in the center, but I practice by being at home. I do services, whatever I can offer, and I have a job also to do. So I work with the local community as a mental well-being lead. So all my practices in spirituality, I actually use them in community, which is so good. So recently we had some new activities which we started in the local community in West London. So they were about talking. So in COVID, we actually started this activity, which was called as Let's Talk Ourselves, because by talking is a therapy. And most of them, they don't get to talk. And when you really, it's a small group, when they start talking, they can feel such a kind of relaxation in their mind. Okay, I'm sharing something. It's confident, though. We do say that it's confident, it's non-judgmental, and they have that space to do that. And few things of mental well-being activities which we run in the community. So coming back to this topic, which is K Sera Sera. Yes, so there's one more little story which I wanted to share, which when I was listening to that, and I really felt it so beautiful. So there was a man, and he is a businessman. So he had bundles of money in his pocket. So he goes to temple, and he just bends himself down to touch the feet of the murti in the temple. And without his notice, what happens is the bundle of the notes that fell down at the feet of the murti, and there are a lot of petals, flowers there. So he doesn't notice because the money goes inside the petals in the flowers. And he leaves the temple. And behind him, there was a businessman, of course, and after him, there was a very poor man. And so when he comes to the temple, And when was his turn in the queue to bend and for his darshanam, what we call. So what happens is when he touches the feet of the murti, he sees the few notes, he can feel that. So he says, wow, God has given me some money. And he takes them and he keeps in his pocket. So now the story is like this. So now the businessman, he comes to know that he has lost his huge amount of money. And what he does is he comes back to the temple and he says, oh, my money, I have lost my money. There are thieves in this temple. And he calls for police. The police comes, they see the CC footage. And in the CC footage, they see this, behind this businessman, there was this corporate employee. And everyone thinks, oh, he is the culprit. He should have taken the money. So they go in search of him and they find him in airport. He was ready to board a flight. So the police says, see, you can't take this flight because we are going to arrest you and we suspect that you have taken this money. And this corporate employee says, I don't know anything about it. I have not taken any money. I just went to the temple to take some blessings from the God. I said, no, you have to come to the police station. Once you feel we declare that you're non-guilty, then only you can leave this place. So there was no option for that person, so he had to go. And the third man, who was the third man? The poor man, yes, he got that money. What he does was, with that money, he goes to hospital because he had his mom in hospital and there was a major surgery and he didn't have money to pay for that surgery. So he goes and he pays for his mom's surgery and in the hospital. So that was the role of these three people. So now there was a question that it's in temple, everything is happening in temple, and does God wants his children to be in sorrow and suffering? What do you think? Yes? Fully? Who says yes? In all situations, God does not want his children or his creation to be in suffering. Do you think that, everyone? What do you think? Only few hands. And others think God does want? Yeah? So everyone, okay, there are a lot of smiles. So that means that you all think God doesn't want, isn't it? Yeah. So with that full faith, now let's look at the different page of this story. So what happened with the businessman who lost his money? So with this money which he had, the bundles of these notes, if he was going to his home, there was this custom officers who would come and raid his house. And they had the numbers which were there on the notes as well. So they were very happy, these people, these raid people, whoever the officers, oh, now today we are going to raid this man and he cannot escape. And he lost the bundle of this money. And the corporate employee who missed his flight. And you know what happened with him? So that flight, it had a crash. So he would not have survived if he was taking that flight. So all these things, they come to know later. So that was the fact. Yes. And so just connecting to today's topic, that whatever will be, will be. Yes. So not thinking in my mind, what, why, too many questions in our mind. What happens if we have too many questions in our mind? What happens? Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And with that, what will happen? I get stress. Yes, of course. And with stress, what will happen? Sorry. We take wrong decisions, exactly. Our mind will not have the capacity to take correct decisions, isn't it? And we take wrong decisions, we panic. Yeah. So it is so important. We all know these rules of thinking, yes? But it is all putting them into practice. And that's what Raj Yoga helps. It's all take small steps, baby steps. That's perfectly fine. We don't need to overnight, oh, I have to do this, I have to do this. No. Take small steps, and that will really help. And in today's topic, we have a few things which... Shall I switch on? Just made simple notes on this slide. So we fully understand que sera, sera. For who heard this before, this particular phrase, Spanish phrase? Was it, yeah? First time? Or you heard that before? Yes. Que sera, sera. And then, so that is the meaning that whatever will be, will be. And what is that we have to do? Embrace with acceptance and grace. And so we discussed that. And now the next one says, yes, this is a little bit notes on that, that it reflects an attitude of acceptance and resignation towards the uncertainty of the future. The first one we discussed, which was about acceptance. But the second one, it's very, very equally important to the first one, that is, I'm resigning towards the uncertainty of the future. I know the future is uncertain, but I cannot keep that in my mind. And as we discussed, if I just keep that in my mind, what will happen in future? So that is going to be very stressful to me. My mind will not be able to think. I will not have clarity in my mind. So we quite often share this with children and also new gathering, that the past is a history, isn't it? It's a history. And the future is? The future is mystery. Great. And the present is? What is the present? Present is a gift. Yes, it is a gift to me. So like if anyone gives you a gift, it can be a New Year, Christmas, or your birthday. So it doesn't need to be a small child to take a gift, isn't it? So even if someone gives me a gift, a wrapped pen, so you're so happy to unwrap it and see what is my gift inside that, isn't it? So that is the present. So the present, this particular moment, the time is about 3 to 7. So it is a gift for me. I'm sitting in this place, a holy place, and I've really made a great decision to be here. And did you all know, I was speaking to Vasanta Ben, she was saying it's 11th year of the Sunday talks in Shanti, Sarovar. So 11th anniversary in April. Yes. And yes, it does deserve a round of applause. And who's coming since beginnings? 11 years? Anyone who's been coming since 11 years? No. So if it is 11 years, and Vasanta Ben was saying, yes, they've become regular and they've all gone to different parts of India and different parts of the world. So it's so nice. So just to feel that this particular moment is a present for me. Yes, and then enjoy the gift, the present moment. And let me not waste it. The time once gone, can we get back? We can't get it back. So let's use it worthwhile. Okay, and just put a full stop to all the conversations, conflicts, arguments, whatever it is. And what should we say? We should say, "Kay, Sera, Sera, whatever will be, will be." Can we all do that? Let's practice from today onwards. Whatever comes, whether it's my mistake or somebody else's mistake, but let me just say, "Kay, Sera, Sera, whatever will be, will be." And yes, the next one, we have discussed on this. The phrase suggests that some events are beyond our control, and it encourages a philosophical approach to life, embracing whatever comes with a sense of destiny. So let me just accept it. Okay, we had this question, and are we able to accept everything in life? So let's repeat that again. Are we able to accept everything in life? Now, after listening to a few minutes of this conversation, can we accept now? Yeah? Yeah? No maybes now, after 10 minutes. So who says, yes, I can accept? It's nice to see all the hands up. Yes, I will accept whatever comes to me. Little high, everyone. Yes, great. Yes. Sorry? You will see and decide? Okay, so maybe we will have this question again at end of this session. That, yes, I do agree to that. It's not easy to say, yes, I will accept, and just in 10 minutes we are listening, yes, I can. But it needs some kind of tools to practice. Otherwise, there's no point in saying, I will accept, but practically, I cannot cope up with accepting things. So let's see, we have got few tools today laid down for you, and let us see how it works, yes? And then we can have some discussion also at the end. So the first one is dignity or self-respect. And that's Hindi translation, which was Shan and Swaman. So Swaman, which is a self-respect. So self-respect, so that's the first thing, the first basis in this spiritual study. That is a self-respect. So who understands what is a self-respect? Anyone understands a self-respect? Yeah. So let me just briefly go through about self-respect. So self-respect, it takes you to your higher consciousness. So because now, yes, of course, this is a body, I've got an introduction from where I am and all that. And my name, of course. So the name is for this body, isn't it? So there is something within me which is making me to decide, to speak, to see, and to breathe through my nose. So what is that energy? You all know that. I know you're all great, great audience. Yes, what is that within me, the energy? Yes, the soul, the being, isn't it? Yeah. It is so good, and you feel so good about it when, personally myself, that it is energy within me which is actually guiding me to do all my daily chores, I would say. So this energy, it's more beautiful to know the qualities of this energy. It's not just mine, just not yours, but each and every being on this earth. And they're very good in Hindi. If you all can repeat with me also, it's great. So I'll repeat in Hindi. I'll say in Hindi, and you can also repeat, which is Sukh Shanti, Anand Prem, Shakti, Pavitrata, Jnana. So it goes in rhyming. So in English, it doesn't rhyme that well as in Hindi. So Sukh Shanti, Anand Prem. So these are my own qualities, you know. And what happened over the period of time is I've forgotten my own innate natures, my own qualities. And that's how I come into the other things, the other 5 things, which is ego, attachment, greed, anger, and the desires or the lust. So I just come into that. So we will deeply explore why is it and how easily can I practice being what I am. And that will actually help me for today's topic to practice that whatever will be, will be. So the exploring about myself, I've learned that I'm a being, and I've learned that these are my beautiful qualities, yes? And when is that you will use your qualities? Are you going to use it, or what shall we do after knowing the qualities? The question is, okay, I know I am a point of light. I know these are my qualities. So what next? Implement. Excellent, brother. Excellent. Yeah. So the implement, where and when will you implement? What do you think? You can just give a pause and reflect to yourself where and when you think you can implement these qualities. In daily life, exactly, in daily life, in day-to-day basis. So what I would say is, so this spiritual organization have made it easy. So there is an app on your phone which you can download, which is called as a traffic control app. And what it does is, because there's so much of traffic in our minds, isn't it? So many thoughts just runs in our mind. So that traffic, at that time, what it does is this app will remind you time to time, okay, now this is the time, let's control the thoughts in the mind. And in that time, that is a time where you can reflect yourself, who am I? So I practice that I am a peaceful being, I am a happy being, I am a blissful being, pure being, knowledgeful being. Yes? And what's the last one? Strong, powerful being. Yeah. So these are all I can call all of this as my self-respects, and there are plenty more which we will experience, reflect in few minutes' time. So this is as me knowing myself. Yes? Okay. And the next one, with the swamans, with these self-respects, what happens is when I start practicing this, I give respect to myself and despite demanding respect from others. So I have to give respect to myself. Never underestimate myself. Yes. So when I was child, I used to be very, very timid. My personality was like that. Even if my cousins come home, I would not come out and speak. So that was me. And slowly, why? Because there was lack of self-respect. So now my self-respect has grown so much that I don't have any fear. I can go to the Prime Minister and tell him about meditation. So the fear all comes with body conscious. That's what I have experienced. So when I am into totally soul conscious, you have no fear. And the second practice, seeing others also as a soul, as a peaceful being, will help so much. And all the relationships also, you will see that you're changing the relationships to a very harmonious relationships. When I practice that I am a peaceful being and looking others also as a peaceful being. So the homework we can take from this section would be 8 times you have to practice that I'm a peaceful being. Yes? And then look at others also at your home 8 times. So that will really help. So as I was telling you, small steps. You don't need to think, oh, I have got so much to do in this spiritual study. Take small steps. So the first homework would be practicing soul consciousness. And even in that, the first step is that practicing, who am I? I am a peaceful being. Yes, I'm a peaceful soul. I'm a peaceful being. And so, yes, there's so many benefits coming to when I practice self-respect. The whole study is based on the first self-respect and also self-respect at the end. And that will actually make me more powerful. So it reduces my ego and I'll become more humble. So when I practice my self-respects, so my ego will be reduced, ego of my and I-ness, So this is mine. I have done this. I've done this. Now it's your turn to do. So we always have that, isn't it, at home? So let me practice this. And they need not to do anything to achieve respect from someone. So when I practice self-respect, I don't have to do especially anything to gain respect from others, And otherwise, what happens out in the world? That, okay, I need respect. If I'm going somewhere, oh, they have not said hello to me. So you do feel ignored at times. So now what happens? Though you feel ignored at that particular point, remind yourself, who am I? That's only one question you should ask yourself. So I'm remembering Dadi Janki, who left her body 104 years. She used to visit London very frequently. Though at the age of 104, I remember when she was 103, she came thrice to London, all the way from Mount Abu. So that was her first sentence, who am I? So in any big programs, so she used to make the audience pakka, okay, this is what it is. Who am I and whom do I belong to? So today, let's make it firm that who am I? And whenever my mind is going out of control, or whenever I know that I'm losing my own inner peaceful stage, I'm going to ask myself, who am I? Okay? And then what will be the answer? Who am I? I'm a peaceful soul or peaceful being. And then check yourself that, yes, am I calming down myself? And then I will never face any opposition. I remember once there was a brother, and he tells me, okay, Geetha, get me a pen from Mount Abu. And the pen, there is a symbol of this little star, Shiv Baba's stall, which was, it's a soul, supreme soul, a small symbol. So I would say, why would you need a pen? He says, if I keep my pen and go to buy vegetables, the people there, they don't cheat me. They give me good vegetables. He doesn't need to come regularly here or to the center or listen to the regular sayings, but he would say, but no one will cheat me. So that is the respect we get, actually. And that's what he felt. So what will happen? There will not be any opposition. And I can charge the atmosphere. This is a very beautiful practice. Experiment this. When all of this in your mind, you're practicing it, then automatically the atmosphere also gets charged. And don't think I have to talk and calm the situation. My talking will help. But the service which I do through my mind, just by practicing myself, connecting to myself that I am a peaceful being, and looking everyone around me as a peaceful being, I start creating a very, very peaceful atmosphere. And also enables me to control all waste thoughts, and it will enable me to create higher thoughts, the most elevated thoughts in my mind. As we know, our own thoughts are the real food for our mind, for our intellect. So it's all on thoughts. So now there are two more benefits, and then we'll do a few minutes of reflection. It empowers us, it purifies, it gives a lot of energy. So this is all. What are we discussing? About self-respect. Did you see so many benefits of self-respect? And the thought energy, that's so beautiful, thought energy. So the powerful thoughts, it will strengthen my brain. Yeah. So now what we'll do a few minutes of reflection on self-respect. Okay. So wherever you're sitting, you can sit, you can put your foot on the floor. If you're holding anything, you can put on the carpet, which is quite clean. Yeah, you can keep your hands on your knees or lap. Close your eyes, or you can focus at one point, whatever you feel comfortable. So just breathe in at a count of 4 and breathe out at a count of 6. So while breathing in, just feel that I'm breathing in peace. Hold and breathe out all the tiredness of my mind and body. Breathe in peace. Breathe out all the tiredness of the body and mind. My mind is relaxed. My body is relaxed. There is no tension in my body. I relax the muscles of my foot, of my knees, the whole of my leg. Relax. I relax the muscles around my stomach, the other organs around it, my back. Relax. I relax the muscles of my shoulder. There's no tension. The muscles in my neck, in my face. I relax. Visualizing point of light in the middle of my forehead. The energy within me I am Master Almighty Authority. I'm the child of the Supreme Soul, Supreme Father, who is Almighty Authority. And I am Master Almighty. Might is power. And the more I connect to the Supreme Power, I can feel the power emerging within me. I am a powerful being. God as my parent. God as my father. I always feel powerful. Today, sitting here, I connect to Supreme Father, and I promise that I will always keep him with me. When I leave home in the morning for work or any other tasks, I will always keep him as my companion. And the more I am in his companionship, I will be colored with all the unlimited powers. He's always with me. His canopy is always with me. Canopy of protection. With this, I'm connected to myself. I, the being. and making firm in my mind, whatever will be, will be. I accept everything which comes to me. I reflect and I don't react. And this practice will help me in having a great health. All my body organs will function very well. There will not be any sickness in my body. The positive mind gives me positive energy. Om Shanti. So what we practice is with creating these pure thoughts. Yes, you're already doing few of you, so that's what we do. We actually rub our hands and feel that energy and giving to your eyes, taking over my head or anywhere on your body. If you want to heal yourself, this energy will really work any part of your body. So thank you for joining for this few minutes of reflection. So that was the self-respect. It's a huge big topic, but we covered briefly on that. And I would say, like, for a chair, you have got 4 legs. Even if there is no one leg, then you can't sit on the chair. In the same way, so these are like 4, I would say 4 pillars which I took. The first one was self-respect. And the second is dedication, which in Hindi we can call as samarpan. So what is that about dedication? Which we practice little bit in the meditation about connecting to God, which is that whatever I have, so in few of you might know Telugu, or I can translate in Hindi as well. It's quite a common phrase to say, Anta apaivadide. Everyone says that. Everything is God's. And most of the people, they do say that. And so, when I surrender everything to God, whatever I have, let it be my body, my wealth, all of that, and you become very light about it. So it happened with me, few things in my life, few years back. I said, everything is yours. And it's a magic, actually, how everything resolves so easily, because your trust and faith with God is so firm. You can try that. And there is this story of Ashtavakra. Few of you might heard about him. So Ashtavakra, he was a saint, and sorry, yeah, and he had about 8 deformities in his body. So that's why the name comes as Ashtavakra. So this great soul, so what he did was he gave a message to King Janak. So in 1 second, there was a realization to King Janak about who he was. And King Janak was ready to offer Ashtavakra whatever he wanted. So he asked Ashtavakra that, what can I give you? Because he's king, he's got plenty wealth. He said, see, I don't want your wealth. And he said that, give me your mind and heart. And King Janak said, okay, so what does that mean if I give your mind and heart? So that means your mind is not thinking anything. So he's giving his thinking power, actually, basically, to the sage. So he says, give me your heart and mind. After 7 days, Ashtavakra asks King Janak, so how are you? He says, I feel so good about that I don't have my thinking power. I'm not thinking anything. And he's very peaceful. He's very peaceful. And that's what he said in the next line. He said that I'm really experiencing great peace and happiness. See, when you go for holidays, you don't have your work, you don't have your, if you have your laptop, you don't have your laptop. How do you feel about it? No phone calls also, isn't it? Or if you go for a short trip, a religious trip also, so everything you keep away, and your only aim is to go to the pilgrimage, isn't it? And you're visiting some pilgrimage places. You feel so good about it, isn't it? So in the same way, so can I keep my mind and heart? You can't do that. But what I wanted to say is, your thoughts, what is going in your mind, can I actually keep them away for a while? Is it possible? It's possible? Okay, I can see a few nods here. It is possible to keep the thoughts away. So these thoughts, so how can I do? It's not easy to say that, okay, I will do that. You need some tools for that, isn't it? So thoughts, there are about 4 to 5 types of thoughts. We all know that. Positive thoughts, which benefits me, and negative thoughts, which doesn't benefit me or anyone. And what are the other thoughts? There are some necessary thoughts, which you need it day to day, and you don't have to think about it. Okay, this is what is a thought I have to practice now. You just get up in the morning, you brush your teeth. These are the few things, which is a daily routine. And there are some waste thoughts. The waste thoughts, like you're thinking on one particular thing again and again. For example, you plan to come this evening, Sunday talk. You planned last week, but maybe you're thinking again, oh, should I go or not? Then you get a call from your friend, oh, can you come? Let's have some outing today. Or from some relative, oh, we have a gathering today, you'll not be there. Where are you going? Shanti, Sarovar, why? So you might have few calls like that, but what did you choose? You said no. Maybe the mind at the time, it had few thoughts, yes, no, yes, no. So that is waste thought. It doesn't harm you, but it is a waste thought, it's taken your time. And the 5th one, it is elevated thoughts. So elevated thoughts, which you create in an elevated consciousness. And what is elevated consciousness? Above ourselves, yes, thinking above ourselves, over thinking based on soul conscious level. And that will actually take you, and you will reach connecting to the Supreme Soul, yeah. And that is elevated consciousness, connecting to Supreme Soul. And any activity you do, any task you do, connecting to Supreme Soul, so that can take you to elevated consciousness. So these are few types of thoughts which we can practice. So now the point here is, how do I change the negative thought? Okay, I have to take care of my thoughts, but how do I do that? Can you change a negative thought to a positive thought? Yeah? Is it easy? Out of 1 to 10, what number would you give? Sorry? 10? That's very good. So 10, that means it needs a good practice. So what I can do is, I can actually channelize my thoughts. Straight away you cannot switch, okay, this is negative, what should I do now? So let's do this practice. You can actually think about a thought today, from morning to now. Was there any thought which you didn't like, which you created? Just a second, you can think about it. Was there any thought today which I created, which I didn't like? Yeah. And now, did you struggle to work on that thought? Or did you change that thought very easily? So if you have not changed the thought easily, so this will help. So just straight away come into the mode of soul consciousness that I am a peaceful being, and that will help to change the thought to a positive thought. And when you think, so this is very good to know about peace. So yes, my true nature is peace. And my religion is also peace. As a soul, my religion is peace. Maybe I've born in different families, Sikh, Christian, Muslim, and then I come with that religion. But as a soul, my religion is, what's my religion? It is peace, yeah. So when I have this realization, it becomes very easy actually to channelize my thoughts. So this would be one experiment which we all can practice it. And about dedication, so what we'll do, I know this is a short one, but we can actually practice a few minutes of reflection. Maybe we can combine this and the next topic, and then we can have a reflection of dedication. So just to summarize about Samarpan, which is dedication, that I dedicate my heart and my mind to the Almighty God. And when I do that, I actually, I experience great peace and happiness. And the third one is a detached observer. So the detached observer, in Hindi it is called as Sakshi. So it is just like in a movie. Whoever sees movies, so you see the movie which you don't like sometimes what's happening in the movie. The villain will go and kill few people. And sometimes you don't like that, what's happening on the screen, but what can you do? Can you do anything about it? You can't do anything about it, isn't it? Whatever is happening on the screen, it is happening. So that is called that you're sitting there in the chair, watching things. In the same way, in the world also, there's so many things happening around you. But can we do anything about it? So one first practice, I would say, is practicing being detached observer. So you're detached to that situation, you're observing it. And when I start doing it, I'm not involved in that situation. Otherwise, what happens? Quite often, we put ourselves in their shoes. And then we feel, oh my God, this is what is happening. And so now when I practice that I am a detached observer, and then you're not affected by that, and my mind is as strong as it was. Otherwise, what happens is it gets influenced very easily, my mind. And so my first job is to take care of myself. And that I can do with this particular pillar, which is detached observer. And the next one is divinity. And in Hindi, it is Divyata. So the divinity, it is an elevated decoration. So there's a little story which I would just mention in this particular topic, which is divinity. In all the religions, they do say that there was a time where there was paradise, and they would say that there were people, there were, the lion and a goat, they would have water in the same place. Have you heard that? So there was no any type of vices over there, no killing. It was such a very smooth and peaceful and happy world. So that was the world once upon a time. And that world was called as a golden age, which it was called as a Satyug at that time, yeah. And when I speak to different interfaith people, so they also mention that even they have in their faiths about it, that there was a time where there were people who were very peaceful, very happy, no arguments, no angry, no greed, all of this. So that is golden age, and the people in golden age were called as divine beings. So that why? Because they had divine virtues in them. They had divinity in them. And that was golden age. And the people, there was a very less population there. And and the one important thing in that era was that they all were in soul conscious stage. And that's why there were no clashes happening from one to one person. And so now, and slowly what happened is from the golden age, there was the next one, which was a silver age, and it was said that 16 celestial degrees in the first age, and then they lost 2 degrees in the second age. And then when they came down to the third one, which was a copper age, so there the people started forgetting about soul consciousness, and then the body conscious came. So I and mind, they started coming up between people, among people there. And so from then onwards, all of this started, you can call as weaknesses started, or the vices started from the copper age onwards. And now we are in which age? You all know which age? We are in Iron Age, and someone said Sangam Yuga as well. Yeah, so we are in Iron Age, and we are also lucky that we know who God is, and now we also understand who am I. And so for us, it is a confluence age, which is Sangam Yuga. So this is a story of myself, actually, how I was before, and as I come down, this is called as a cycle. A cycle repeats. So cycle is something day and night. It repeats. You can't say which one comes first, which one comes second, but it goes around day and night. So it's a cycle. Seasons, they do repeat, all of them. So in the same way, it was my own story that once upon a time, I was a divine being. And while coming down, I lost my own consciousness that who I was, and now is the time that I'm remembering who I am. And with this remembrance and reflection of my own self, I'm able to connect to my divinity. So the divine beings were human beings, but they had divine qualities. So that was only the difference. So they were divine beings with divine qualities. And so now is the time, by practicing meditation, I imbibe divine qualities within me. And the divine qualities, the more I imbibe, it's just like a story of a crow. It wants to have water, which is in a bottle, but the water is quite low. And so what it does, it starts putting the pebbles inside the water and it comes up, isn't it? So in the same way, what I'm trying to do is, they are inside within me, they are merged. And so now with meditation, what I'm trying to do is, these divine qualities within me, they are emerging. It is emerging. So what I would like to do is, yes, we will close with a few minutes of reflection, but I would definitely invite all of you to Mount Abu if you haven't been to Mount Abu. So you should speak to the sister and brothers here and do attend one of the camp shibir, what they call, and then you can really feel the atmosphere over there. And that's a place where you can spend some time with yourself and reflect yourself. So let's now do some more reflection with these 3 pillars. So again, slowly breathing in and breathing out. And relaxing myself. visualizing a point of light, the peaceful being within me. I dedicate and give the ownership of everything what I have to God. And I am a trustee. I practice today not keeping any burden on my mind, because I've given everything to the God Almighty, and I am a trustee. And the feeling of being a trustee is very light, and the lightness within me keeps my zeal and enthusiasm in everything I choose to do. I also dedicate all my relationships to God. The more I give it to Him, I can feel that my relationships with everyone is getting better. There is no heaviness in the relationships. I'm able to face even the hard relationships with ease. I look at the unlimited world, this unlimited drama which is happening. And I stay detached, yet being in the midst of this drama. And being detached observer, I maintain my inner peace and stability. I'm stable in all the situations. And I can say, with ease, whatever will be, will be. I don't carry any heaviness. I allow everyone to be what they are. And also keep attention on myself, who I am. Wherever I am, in any situation, my natural practice of being peace plays an important role. And sitting here on this Sunday, the 25th of February, I'm going to emerge my divine qualities. The divinity within me starts with the step 1. Of me being soul conscious. Om Shanti. Hope that was helpful. A journey which we took this last 1 hour. Some tools which we have explored today to help us to say, I would say in our daily life, K Sera Sera, Whatever will be, will be. And if you have any questions or if you have any sharings, you're most welcome to do so. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you been to Mount Abu? Okay, very nice. Yeah, sometimes when you see someone, it's hard to recognize that the person in front of me, whether it is in ego or self-respect. So what I would say the easy method is just increase my own self-respect. So it is okay about other person, whatever they are, but what is that in my mind I'm thinking about myself? And so once I increase my own self-respect, then I also see the other person in the same self-respect. And a very simple one, that I am God's child, I am great soul. Then I look at the other person also the same. Doesn't matter whatever he thinks, doesn't matter whatever he's behaving, but I actually look at my own self. That will really help. And that's my own practice. Control thoughts. So thoughts are something which we were discussing, controlling. You control like a pressure cooker, it might it will burst. So what we do is you can channelize the thoughts, channelize. So channelizing, when I say, it means that you say, for example, today I had a negative thought about one person. So what I did straight away was, I know that it's a negative thought. I start speaking to myself. I said, Geetha, this is not a good thought which I'm creating for that person. Yes. So I have few thoughts, set thoughts in my mind. So straight away, so the thought came in my mind was, she's also God's child. She's a beautiful soul. She's a great soul. Because remember that each and every soul's qualities are the same. But what happened over the period of time, they've forgotten their own qualities. So what's my job here is to reflect first myself and also send those vibrations to the soul. And you will see the magic happening. They will also feel that. And you will see that you're changing the atmosphere, and so beautifully and peacefully. You can experiment that. So that's the beauty of Raj Yoga meditation. You can all experiment it. Yeah. Mm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Embrace it, but it all matters that how long are you just going to keep it. Sometimes what happens, you're embracing it, the negative or the pain, it can grow. So it's up to you. It's only me. I will know that if it's growing, then it is your call to take it and just change it, or just keep your mind occupied in something else. So that's my job to do that. It doesn't increase in my mind. Yes, of course, you have to embrace it when it comes. Embrace it. It's okay. It's not wrong to get a negative thought because it comes. You embrace it, you accept it. But my job is to also give a habit to my mind. And what habit can I give? Okay, just create a very sweet and positive thought, just equal to that. I don't need to do a huge big things and do some extraordinary things. So recently I was listening to this very good sentence, which I really loved it. It was, the great miracle is being ordinary. I don't need to do extraordinary things. Just be ordinary. And what is ordinary? When you're thirsty, drink water. When you're hungry, eat. When you feel sleepy, then you just sleep. So this is ordinary things. So just do that, and that's a great miracle. When I listen to myself, what I have to do, your mind will tell you this is not correct, and your mind will tell you, okay, that's enough now. I have taken this. Now, if it is more, then my mind is going to get sick. And you will yourself know that. No one else needs to tell us, actually. You yourself will know that. Yeah. Can we have my, yeah, thank you.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Free will is about exercising the decisions and some choices, right, to arrive at certain desired outcome. And there is a danger in totally believing Sera, because it is submitting, right, of this. So my question here is, so by way of saying this Sera, are we precluding that idea of free will? If not,
Sir, can you
How
repeat
do-
the sentence? Are we?
are we precluding the idea of free will of an individual? If not, what is the method? How do you synthesize using free will as well as the Sera into one? My
How
question
do
is
we-
whether free will is there in the realm of Sera. If it is there, how do you synthesize both of them together so that you exercise free will at the same time you also have this?
Did you say free will?
Yeah.
So free will.
Free will is making a decision of my own, towards a desired
yeah, free
outcome.
will. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm making a decision of my own.
Because most of the people who work in the corporate world or anything, they go with certain goals to be met, objectives to be met.
I know.
They have certain targets to be achieved.
Yeah.
And then the final outcome. They design all these things in their way of things.
Yeah.
So it is by doing, by designing, they achieve things. Of course, I'm not blaming this Sera. Of course, towards the end, you have to accept whatever. But by thinking so, are we precluding the act of free will away from, individual's decision?
So we are not actually. I would say free will is my own decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I see myself, as I was saying, I do work in the community. So I work in the travel as well. So I have my own things to do. And sometimes, as you said, things doesn't happen as you plan. Yeah. And so that time, how do I connect to this Sera, whatever will be, will be. So it is synthesizing about my decision making, yes, isn't it? And saying about whatever happens will be, will be. Is that what was your question?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Basically, how do you synthesize under the same umbrella, Sera and free will? Because this seems to be just opposite.
Yeah, sure.
But
So
there could be a way under the umbrella.
definitely. I have so many examples for that. So one example I would take is because I also organize few events in our own local BK center. So we plan so many things. So we invite the counselor and the local people for the event. And so what happens near the stage, sometimes things doesn't happen what is on the agenda. And so I'm a detached observer there. So I would be watching that. I would be thinking, oh, this is not what should happen. This is what it is. But in my mind, what I do, I totally dedicate, surrender my mind and say, okay, so this is happening as per the drama. This is happening, God, you are taking care of this. So these are the thoughts which I create in making my mind easy, basically. Things will happen, whether I'm there or not, whether I do it or not, there will be somebody who will come and do it. But what is the practice which in my mind I'm creating? So that's more important. So I would definitely speak to my mind, being a detached observer. So, okay, this is the way God wants. And it all happens very perfectly. Not all the time, maybe, but the more strong thoughts I create, you can feel that it is happening. So I have to basically create powerful thoughts. Yeah, whatever it is, whether it may happen or not, but I need to create powerful thoughts, and you will definitely see that that's happening there. your mind will be at ease, basically.
So basically, you have to believe in what you are doing. That's what it's saying, right? Because you are creating
Yes.
that visualization that it happens.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Believe in
Yeah.
what is happening, believe in what you have created, and just believe that whatever is happening is perfect.
Yeah.
Just give the thought and see what happens.
Thank you.
All right, any other questions? Looks like you guys enjoyed it. Yes. Can you give the mic there?
Sure.
Suppose when one is left alone because the departure of the partner. And once I was very much busy with my work. Now after retirement there is no work to work. The thoughts always comes in that, even it may not be true, it is not true, that I am being neglected by my children. Particularly when my wife was there, that was not such a feeling. But it now happens that most of the time I feel that I am being neglected, I am not asked about, and unknowingly the attention goes towards the better half of my kids, my children, my son. That she might be exploiting. Tried a lot to overcome these negative thoughts, engaging myself in social activity, society's activities. But then again a feeling comes that I'm being neglected even by the other people also. Now I have been practicing meditation for so many days. I have taken Raj Yoga also here only, the full course. But sometimes it is not possible me and it comes very negative thoughts that my time is over, let me leave the world. So how to overcome such negative
Yes.
things?
What I would say is, brother, that I had few people, like I was saying, that I work with the community, so I do have elderly people in the group where we do have these questions, and they live on their own, neglected, lonely. And so what helped is that I would say, I know you're practicing Raj Yoga, but do you know there are people who don't practice Raj Yoga and who undergo all of these things? And I think it is the time now, the thoughts will come, because, we have been in this body for so many birth after birth, we are there. There's so much deep connection with the body. So it will come, and definitely, but as said, let them come. But what my job is to do is make the connection with the Supreme more stronger. So the more the negativity comes, let me increase my connection with God more. And slowly, the more connection you increase, you will see the change. I can definitely say that to you. So increase your connection with God. I know there are children, they are neglecting you, but make God as your child.
It is not that they are neglecting, the feeling comes to me because whenever there is a problem, they come. The one thing is that they are very much busy. When the husband and wife both works and you have only one, I have only one son, one daughter. So at one time I look at my daughter who decided not to marry. My wife is not there, but she is doing a job, but I feel that at least towards the sisters he should have. It is that they are not neglecting, but the feelings comes to me.
So
That-
it is.
yeah.
So the work is just with your mind, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you have to work on your thoughts. Yeah. And for that, you can speak to the sisters here. There are beautiful exercises which you can practice
Right.
and reduce those thoughts. Yeah. And we will share it with you, because I know it's 8:05. We are running late, so
Yeah.
we will definitely share those exercises with you, and you can practice it to reduce those negative thoughts.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much, sister, for such wonderful topic you chose.
Thank you.